Still stuck after doing everything right? You've detoxed, you've changed your food, you ditched the junk, you added supplements, cleaned up your environment, and yet something still feels off. Maybe your skin's flaring. Maybe your energy crashes after lunch like clockwork. Maybe your digestion feels like a moody teenager, fine one day and a mess the next. You keep thinking, I must be missing something. Well, you are, but not in the way you think. Because here's the truth, no one is saying out loud. Doing the right things in the wrong order doesn't fix your body. It confuses it. I'm Janelle, and my story didn't start with a certification or a coaching badge. It started when I was only 15. Terrified, I was losing my mom. She had multiple chronic health issues, and no one could help her. So I went looking. Not for someone with degrees, just a fierce need to find something that would work. That search led me to Charles Potter, an herbalist who, by some miracle, lived right in our small hometown. And that was the spark. That's what started this lifelong path into holistic wellness. And 42 years later, it's still my mission. But even after decades in wellness, I had my own wake-up call. There was a season when I was a single mom, juggling everything. I was deep in the finance world, self-employed, keeping all the balls in the air. I thought I was fine because I was doing it all. Meditating, journaling, lighting candles at midnight, fermenting things on my countertop, you name it. But what I wasn't doing, checking in with my own body. And I crashed. Full thyroid shutdown. Luckily, I knew enough by then to pause and use the method we were still developing. I ran my own body test and boom, the signal pointed exactly where I needed to start. I supported my thyroid, gave it what my body was asking for. And within a day, my energy was back. But it scared me because even with everything I knew, I still forgot to listen. So in this video, I'm giving you one thing I wish I had way earlier, a method, not a plan, not a pill, but a way to listen to what your body is actually asking for. You'll learn why doing everything right still leads to burnout, the 3 biggest mistakes keeping you stuck, and the method that helps your body tell you exactly what it needs. By the end, you'll stop throwing guesses at your symptoms and start following a sequence your body already knows. Subscribe now. Next week builds directly on what we're about to unlock. Tap the link below to join the free class. It's the only place I share this live. So, how do we get here? How do smart, capable women like you, end up doing everything right and still feel like their body is betraying them? Let me show you the pattern I've seen over and over. It starts with what I call the overachiever trap. You've cut the sugar. You've cleaned up your routine. You're taking 12 different supplements and reading ingredient labels like a spy in aisle 7. And yet, you feel like a mystery. Let me tell you what this usually means. It's not a willpower problem. It's a sequence problem. You're trying to heal, but out of order. That's like brushing your teeth before the meal and wondering why you still have kale in your molars. One client came to me taking 12 different products. She was trying so hard to fix her body. We used the method. Her body pointed to something totally unexpected. We made one shift, not 10, and boom, her sleep improved in days. Her digestion started moving. Her skin even changed. Not because we added more, but because we started in the right place. Comment stuck if this feels too familiar. That's the first wake-up call. Healing isn't just about doing more. It's about doing what your body is actually asking for in the order it needs it. Otherwise, you're just pushing puzzle pieces into the wrong slots and wondering why it doesn't look like the picture on the box. So what's throwing off the order? Let's go deeper. Now, here's the really wild part. Even when people finally realize their body's out of sync, they still do the exact thing that keeps them stuck. They grab the latest trend, the influencer approved gut powder, the supplement stack with names they can't pronounce, but hope it will fix everything. Sound familiar? Let's talk about it. You've tried it all. The gut health protocols, the hormone balancing powders, the morning routine from some girl on TikTok who looks like she sleeps on a cloud and lives in a salt lamp. And yet you're still bloated. You're still foggy. You're still not better. Let me drop a stat on you. Over 70% of women following gut health plans still report symptoms after 3 months. Not because they're lazy, but because they're using someone else's blueprint, not their own body's fingerprint. One woman came to me convinced it was iron. She was exhausted, foggy, pale, taking the best iron products money could buy. Nothing. We used the method and tested. Her body pinpointed straight to yeast. It was candida, not iron. That was draining her energy. We started there. Energy came back. Skin cleared. No labs, no guessing, just listening. Comment below fingerprint if you're done with cookie cutter healing. Here's the truth. If you're still jumping from plan to plan, trend to trend, and nothing is sticking, it's not your fault. But it is time to stop assuming that your symptoms are the whole story. Let me show you what they're really hiding. Here's the hardest part to wrap your head around, but it's the most freeing once you do. Most of what we call symptoms aren't even the real issue. They're just your body waving a flag, static on a signal, the flashlight saying, hey, wrong road. But instead of checking the map, we hit the gas. Let me show you what I mean. You feel gut issues, so you try probiotics. You feel brain fog, so you grab caffeine. You feel anxious, so you try another calming tea or supplement. But symptoms aren't always signals. Sometimes they're just the static. You have to tune in past the noise to hear the real message. One woman came to me with weird chest tightness, heart palpitations. Everyone said it was anxiety. But when we tested her body using the method, it pinpointed to parasites. She wasn't anxious. Her body was overrun. We started there. And the symptoms gone, not because we fought them harder, but because we stopped fighting and listened. Comment, signal if you've been treating the wrong static. And that brings me to something that might sting a little, but it's real. Most women aren't just missing signals. They're repeating the same wellness mistakes without even realizing it. Let's talk about those next. If your body's been whispering and you've been sprinting, if you've been chasing symptoms but you're not getting the traction, you might be caught in one of these common traps. These are the mistakes that I see all the time, and they're so sneaky because they look like effort. Let's break those down. Mistake number one, fixing what feels wrong instead of what is wrong. You feel bloated, so you grab the probiotic. You feel tired, so you load up on B vitamins. You feel heavy, so you do another cleanse. But none of those are root solutions. They're emotional reflexes. Mistake number two, trusting the product more than your body. I don't care how clean the label is. If your body says no to turmeric, it doesn't matter how many influencers say yes. Mistake number three, stacking good things on top of systems that are already overwhelmed. More isn't always more. Sometimes it's just noise your body has to filter through. Your body isn't being difficult. It's being deliberate. It's trying to lead you in the right order. Comment spinning if this has been your cycle. So what actually works? What finally makes the guessing stop? The static clear and the energy come back. It's not a trick. It's a method. Let me walk you through it. If your body's been trying to get your attention, if you've been stuck in the loop of symptom chasing, trend hopping, and wondering if you're the problem. This is the part you've been waiting for. Here's what changed everything for me, my clients, and the many women who have used this since. This isn't a protocol. It's not a detox box or a product pyramid. It's a method, a way to listen to your body in real time and give it exactly what it's asking for. Step one, find it not where it hurts, but where your body says to start. Step two, fix it only with what your body agrees with. Step three, feel it. Not someday, right now. It sounds simple because it is, but don't confuse simple with shallow. This method works because it strips away the noise and gets you back to what actually matters. Real feedback, real clarity, real results without guessing. Comment ready if this is what you've been waiting for. So listen, maybe you've seen me do the sway testing on social media. I mean, let's be honest, it's out there, a lot of those videos, right? It's funny, maybe. It looks weird. It works, but here's the catch. Most people don't realize that testing isn't always reliable. Why? Because they skip the first step, which is, am I even testable right now? I'm serious. If you're a little dehydrated, hungry, overwhelmed, your body's like, nope, you can't get clear signals on the dial when the system isn't synced. That's why even some trained energy workers sometimes get mixed signals. Smokers, some have to hold a cigarette in their mouth just to get a baseline. It sounds crazy, I know, but it works. And here's where people confuse things. Muscle testing, pendulums, intuition, all of that, it's powerful, but it's not the method. It's just the tool, like a screwdriver. The method is the instruction manual, the blueprint, the body map. So if you're only using muscle testing and you don't know where to test or even in what order, it's like turning screws at random, clockwise, counterclockwise, on the wrong appliance. You could even use a butter knife to turn the screws, but if you don't know which screw matters, that's where people stay stuck. That's what the method gives you: clarity, order, and direction. We test the body itself, specific areas mapped out, organs, yes, gallbladder, liver, but even the deeper patterns like mold and parasites. You can't point to parasites, right? But the method can trace it. And the beauty is you can use this with your kids, your clients, with your pets. It's physical, not just imagined. So no, I don't throw out muscle testing. I actually teach it. I use it, but it's just one part of a smarter system. The method makes your tools smarter. It gives your practice rocket fuel. That's why I built it this way. If any of this is hitting home, like you've tried the testing, the protocols, the good vibes, and you're still stuck, this is why. You're missing that map. That's what I give you in the free class. Now, if you're still on the fence, if a part of you still thinks, maybe I just haven't tried hard enough, let me show you what guessing is really costing you. So here's the real cost, not just the money, not just the time. The cost of guessing is your life, the parts you're missing while you're stuck in the spin. Let me make this really visible for you. Guessing costs more than dollars. It costs clarity when your brain's in a fog and you can't finish a sentence. It costs sleep when you lie there wondering, what's wrong? It costs moments with your partner, your kids, your work, your joy. Because when your body's screaming and no one's translating, you don't just feel off. You start wondering if maybe it's you. You try something new every month. You change your diet again. You switch products. You switch plans. You switch doctors. And still, you're tired. Let me be the one to say it. You're not broken. You're not dramatic. You're not too sensitive. You're just missing a method. Comment enough if you're done with the guessing game. If any part of this video made you pause and think, that's me. I want you in the next free class because there's a method. There's a way to check what your body agrees with in real time. That means standing in your living room. No labs, no tools, no gimmicks. Just you, your body, and a method that works. Subscribe to this channel. Every week, I'm breaking down the patterns, the myths, and the real steps to get your body back online. And tap the link below to save your seat for the next live class. Tell me in the comments, what symptom are you done guessing about? And remember, when in doubt, test it out.